I ain't got a choice,
He's
do I?
starting.
So today we're here with David Powderley, the Charlton Athletic under-15 coach. It's
How you
nice to be
doing?
here with you.
Brilliant.
So you started your coaching career with this club,
Yeah, well, professional.
professional career with
Yeah,
this club,
yeah.
and you were inspired by a game you watched
Yeah,
with Barcelona, and it was a camera angle.
Yeah.
Bird's eye view, am I correct?
yeah. It was more just a high rise away from the pitch that enabled the viewer at home to be able to see the full pitch.
And was that all players from behind the goal?
From the side.
From the side, okay.
From the side.
And you then were inspired by this.
Yep.
And from what I've read, you bought a drone the same night.
Not the same night. So it took a while. So for me, it was about when I watched that game, it was to think about how can I bring it into my own coaching and how to improve my understanding as a coach, also to improve my players. You know, it was something that where I had to do a bit of research.
Okay.
And it wasn't something where I could go forward it. I'm gonna spend £1,300 on the drone. You know, it was something that had a lot of thought, because the one thing is you don't want to purchase something and then use it a couple of times and it's not used. So it took me about 2 months, but I didn't come across the drone idea straight away. I looked at GoPros and seeing where it can be placed around the pitches and the training ground. But it was limited, it was fixed, and then I saw an advert for a drone.
Okay. And where did you see the advert?
It was on YouTube. It was on YouTube, and whether it's, I don't know how it found me. I was listening to a song, and then like on the normal,
an ad comes up.
and you think, these bloody. But I didn't skip it. I actually clicked on it for once, and that's where I did a bit more research in it, and it took me around 3 months to get the courage to actually to purchase it. But yeah, it's been good ever since.
You've enjoyed your time using it?
Yeah.
So the reason you wanted to do this was because you thought you could use a coach's perspective and enable players to work from a 9v9 to an 11v11.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
So how it works is when you're playing 9v9, obviously you've only got certain positions on the pitch that need to be filled. But when it comes to 11v11, as you can see here, the pitch changes. It's much bigger. So now you're looking at different positional awareness, positional play, and how do you help that transition? I'm not saying that the drones enable that totally.
Okay.
The main thing is the coach.
Yeah.
Then the coaching that's done on the grass. Nothing will replace that, but the drone just enables that feedback to see where the positions are on the pitch.
So it's a visual aid.
Yeah, it's a visual aid.
Your players.
Yeah, for the both of us. Yeah.
And how successful has that tool been to this club when you've used it from 9v9 to 11v11?
Yeah, so when I was working with like the under 12s, I think it benefited for sure, because what you're able to do is the learning that's done on the grass, you can reinforce the messages and the players can see. So when we're doing analysis and you're able to show the different zones and the different lines of the pitch that the players need to occupy, the drone enables that, because you're looking above rather than just seeing the side from the side. So when you're actually able to see from a high right, the players can see it different. If the ball's on the right hand side of the pitch, where does the left back need to be? Because that unit wasn't usually play maybe a 3 at the back or even a 2 at times within a 9v9. So now you're adding different elements, and at times players can be lost when the transition's there, but the drones, they're just to help with the aid and the other work that's going on, whether it's the coaching on the grass, whether it's a normal camera that you're using. The drone's just another visual aid to provide the coaches, but as well as the players.
Do you still use a whiteboard with buttons or magnets to show that visually, or do you still use use both?
So if we're talking about a formation that we want to use or position that we want our players to be in, we use it when needed. It's not something we will use every session. Not like the similar with the drone. We won't use that every session. It will be used if it's a tactical session where we're looking at how we want to play it or how we're going to defend and attack against the opponent on a Saturday. We'll look to introduce the drone so we can then rephrase or capture the images that we want to create. The use of the tactics board, the magnets, is still in use.
You've stated in an interview on the 4th of May this year.
Okay, you've got dates here.
I have dates. I did my research.
Okay.
That you use use 3 different softwares. You use Sports Code, Final Cut Pro, and
Chiron Hagu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the first one, Sports Code, is the one that's used within the club. So and they clipped. I don't use it personally, but the clubs use it. Our club use it. Charlton use it. And what we clip. So we use the footage of the drone, and then they'll clip it, and then they'll feed it back to us.
Okay.
The Final Cut Pro is something that, because I'm keen on analysing the game myself as well as the analysis using it. I like to analyse the game, so I'll clip using Final Cut Pro.
Nice.
I don't have Sports Code in my own, so I use Final Cut Pro. And then the other tool is something new, is Chiron Hagu, and I had a partnership with them.
Okay.
And it's a really, really good tool to use, because you're able to highlight, and on Monday Night Football,
yes,
it's the same. It's exactly the same. It's the same tool that they used.
Nice.
However, obviously they have the cameras up in the stadium,
stands,
so it's a bit more advanced. But for what I need and for the level that we're at, it's a really, really good tool, because you can highlight different things.
Do you then use these softwares with the players to show them how they can do things better, or is it mainly for your benefits? Then you can then put something out into a training session.
So what I do, we have tactical sessions and analysis on a Thursday. So whether I'm here or at home, I'll clip using Final Cut Pro. So wherever we're looking to break the line or look to switch in play or recycling, I'll clip those images, and then I'll highlight using Chiron Hagu. Okay. And then I'll take it into the classroom, because obviously where it's a bit, it takes time, so it's not something where you can spend so much time, and it's something where you need to maybe do at home, and then you prepare, and then you show the boys on rather than showing them a blank clip and then having to so it's already done, and then I get to show the players. And it's something where it's not always where you tell them what you ask questions. You ask questions, what could you do better, what can you see, and then it's the aim of, okay, you've done that, now we're going to go on the pitch, and then we're going to try and work it out, and see if we can go from there.
I've got to ask, I like my technology, I like drones, I want to get a drone soon. Do you still use the DJI Phantom 3?
Yeah,
still use it?
Yeah.
Are you thinking about making an upgrade, or upgrade into another one, or not?
At the moment, for me, where the Phantom 3 is perfect, because obviously I've got it already, and I'm used to how it works, and I know about the updating and the battery life, so I can work with that, and I've got a good relationship with that drone. In terms of upgrading, the only real reason to upgrade would be for the battery. Until there's a battery that's 45 minutes long, I don't really need to invest in it. When I'm speaking to other clubs about drones, then I suggest to them the other types of drones that they can use, which is often either the DJI Inspire, which is mainly used with clubs, first teams. But in terms of the one that I used,
it's perfect.
Yeah, I don't really need to. And I spoke to even clubs that are not, say, Premier League, they might be semi-pro, even their Phantom standard. Either of the threes are good. Standard, pro, or advanced, they're fine. Nice. Not. There's other drones out there, but DJI seem to be really good.
How long did it take you to accomplish and complete your aviation license? Because to do this as a job, you had to get and spend money to have this license. Yes. Whereas if I had a drone and I just flew it out in this field now, I wouldn't need one.
Yes.
So let's talk through that.
The main reason that I wanted to get it was because at Charlton, I had to stop using it, because as you can see, it's a building site at the moment. There's a lot of work going on. So where we've been using the drone, we had to get everything in place. Okay. So I looked to get a permission from the CAA, and the way you had to go about that was to go on a course, and it was 4 days in Blackpool. It was okay. It had to be done. There was other courses, but the one I need, I was eager. Away. So I went up to Blackpool for 4 days, 2 days just sitting in front. There was only like 6 other people, but they were doing it for other reasons, and you're just learning about different clouds and wind speed, and thinking, okay, I'm not flying a plane, but
yeah.
you know, you needed to learn those things, and it helped because the 2 days was really intense. But you had a examination at the end of the fourth day, which I passed, thankfully. And then what you had to do, you had to do an operations manual.
Okay. And is that with the drone?
Yes, for specific for your needs. So what you're doing, you need to state what you're doing with the drone in your own area, how you're going to look after it, health and safety, fail safes. So you have to put that all together. But they help you with that. So the companies that put on the course, they provide a document for you, and then you have to just touch up on certain areas that you need to do. So
it's all very specific to the way you use it.
Yeah. So I couldn't. So if I purchase a Inspire, I would have to do another operations manual because it's totally different to do. So I had to do that, and then once I submitted that, and then I went for my practical test, which was in, I think it was Devon or somewhere near Devon. It was far. So I remember it was a long drive. But we did it in a field, and yeah, thankfully it passed, and that was it. And it took a while, so it takes because when I passed, you can fly it and commercially, but I didn't have the approval. So when you go on the CAA now, and if you look for approved drones, you'll see
all the different ones. Okay. And if another coach was to do the same course, would they have a very similar manual and documentation, or would it be reinforced?
Yeah, I think it would be dependent on the company that you do it with. So I did mine with a company called Ruster. They've got offices in different areas. The template will be very similar.
And then it's just changed to your specific need.
Yeah.
Okay. What were you doing before you started working with drones, and before you started your company, DPY Productions?
In terms of
were you coaching?
Yeah, I was coaching. So yeah, coaching at Charlton. So before that, I was working with Darren at AC Paulista.
Okay.
That was in 2010. 2010. And looking back, you think, wow, you come a long way. So now, thankful to Darren, I finished uni. I went Kingston Uni.
Okay.
And then I was doing jobs here and there, but then Darren got me involved. I thought, okay. Enjoy it. And it was good. And you know, Darren's been a big help in terms of getting me on the courses and putting me on that pathway. But then I think I was there for 2 or 3 years, and then I got a bursary from the FA, which led me on to finding a role within Charlton, which I was thankful for. The academy manager allowed me to come in, and first of all it was like just a shadow, just to have a look. And then they kept me on, which was good, and I haven't left.
Since.
I'm still here.
Nice. And your company?
Yes.
DPY Productions?
Yeah.
I've had a look.
Yes.
I'm interested.
Yeah.
And I've seen that you have a lot of videos on the website about how you use drones and how you use that coaching. I've watched a few videos. I'm very impressed. I like it.
Thank you. I'm glad.
It's very interesting to see another angle of the game instead of seeing the basic side on or behind the goal.
And that's what's good about the drone, is that it's that view is, for me, is what you see in stadiums. It's professional, highest, but it's not accessible to anyone. Obviously, there's a cost, and it can be a lot of money. But if it's something where the club can help or see an opportunity where, look, this could be good for us, and then it's something I say to I've been to clubs abroad. And I say to them, look, this is not something that's going to make you produce players, you know, at a greater scale.
Yeah.
But it's something that will help or not improve, but add to what you're already doing.
Yeah, give you another.
Yeah, it's just another tool to all the good work that you're doing. And it's when I go around and I do consulting, mainly what I do with DPY Productions is that I go into clubs and consult about how we use the drone and how I use it. And the key message is that how I use it at Charlton might not be something they will use. So it's important that their ideas or how they coach or that's the key for me. It's not me going and saying, look, this is what you need to do and this is how you use it, because they have different ideas, and you know, that's football. Everyone's different.
Everyone has their own philosophy of how they want to do things.
And what I found is that, you know, it's the images speak for itself. You know, when a drone's actually flying in there, they're like that. I took it to final, then the players actually didn't respond to it. It was like something they used to. I think the older players, the first team and the coaches, they're the ones, because obviously the youngsters now are used to technology. It's a drone.
They probably enjoy seeing it.
Yeah, exactly. And when you give the feedback and you show the images back to the staff, they're like, wow, they really enjoy it. So no, it's good. It's good motivation for me to find that what I'm doing, is helping clubs and clubs that are well established. Barcelona, Espanyol, Ajax, and now Feyenoord. They're big names.
Impressive.
And that's where, as a coach, it helps me, because it's tough if you're a coach trying to go out to these clubs. You don't hear much from them, because there's so many other coaches. So the fact that they're asking me to come over, and then I get to see how they coach and their philosophy and the way they do their thing. That's a bonus for me, because the main motivation for me is to coach and to improve players.
That's nice. And I suppose you can then take something from them. They've taken
what
you've shown them, and then you can.
Yeah, exactly.
So it all works in your favour.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No complaints.
I wouldn't. So, where do you see this drone technology and the technology in general in sport, especially football, going? Do you see this coming into clubs?
Yeah, well, it's already been, and there's clubs that are using drones that is not even in the media. And there's clubs like Napoli that are using it. Hoffenheim are using it now. Okay. So clubs are using drones. With it, how they use it might be different to each club, but it's still in. The interesting bit is when the battery life does change, because now when we're filming games, you miss a couple of minutes. When it's the younger age groups, you're able to film, because it's for 20 minutes, so the battery life can last for one period. But when you're trying to film 45 minutes, you may miss a minute, because you have to change the battery, which on a grander scale of things is not too bad. But obviously when the battery life improves, it will make a big change, especially to games. Training is fine, because you can manage when to
stop
breaks,
and start.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a problem.
Do you see the battery life of these getting better in the next few years?
It's already at 35 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like with any technology, they don't want to bring out the best battery straight away.
Yeah.
There's upgrades. Look at this new drone. Do you know what I mean? So I'm sure we'll be there. But there's another piece of technology that's come out. It's called it's a tethered wire. Okay. So what it does, it will attach to the DJI Inspire. It's a light wire, and it removes the battery life. Okay. So it's there. So there's no battery life. It just stays.
Okay.
But that's it's a big investment.
I was going to say.
And then you have to think about the purpose of the drone is to be able to fly, not be stuck in one position. You can't have a drone going across with a long wire. So it's an option if you want to stay behind the goal and you want to look at maybe playing out from the back or how your defense is defended.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, well done. That's good.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
No, it's good.